Still 3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Carrie. Hello, all 3 of you who are watching. Tera Moon and I are wondering who you are. If you're watching, you can say hello and ask a question live or just pop in and say hi. I'm Carrie Lazat. I'm your Director of Cable and Community Relations here in Bloomfield Township. And this is where we get to talk to people who are making Bloomfield Township a better place to live, work, and play. And today I am so excited to talk with Tera Moon, who is the director of our super fabulous, amazing facility, the public library here in Bloomfield Township. Welcome, Tera.
Thank you, Carrie.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm so happy to be here today.
Well, good. Thank you. And there's so much happening at the library. There's so much going on, many important things, but we'll start with, I guess, a recap of the photo contest that you did last year. We have some of the winners that we can show.
Yeah.
And this year, the contest the deadline is for anybody. You have to live in Bloomfield Township. Yes?
Yes, Bloomfield Township residents. There are 3 age categories. And the deadline is March 17th to submit a photo on the theme of picture perfect patterns.
Okay. Oh, and we have one of the last year's winners here. This was the best in show, After the Wildfire, Snowy in the Sky by Alyssa Stratton.
Yeah,
the theme, Stratton.
I think you're right. Yeah. The theme last year was celebrating the past, embracing the future.
Cut back to us, please, so we can talk about it. Or so you have to go through the pictures. Sorry.
Well, I can tell you that the photo was taken after a big wildfire had gone through this person's area. I think that was in California.
Okay.
And she was showing, after what happened. So you could see a new home and the old area where the fire had gone through.
And how do you pick the theme? That was the theme last year. Do you remember what that was?
Celebrating the past, embracing the future.
Oh, okay. So now that was kind of like a big, wide. Now we're going small. So the theme this year is picture perfect patterns.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's look at, here's the photo contest. That's the flyer that's going around that you can learn all about it.
That's the entry form, and you can find out more on the library's website too. And that's where you can submit photos.
Let's take a look. Can we see the first place adult? That's the one that's what's around the corner and for whom. Yeah. And the first place teen, that was next?
Yep. That's that one. What is that one called?
Sit back and relax. And then the first place youth, and youth is under 13. Is that it?
Yeah.
I gotta love the American Girl doll.
That's
really actually, I really like that one with the what's going on in the foreground. So, all right. So people should enter that. That's one of the things that you got going on. And so then they have a party, a reception. I guess it's a reception on April 13th for everybody that wins.
Yep.
All the entries too. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll be announcing the best in show. The first, we give out a bunch of awards. Best in show, there's a People's Choice Award that's voted on by the public. And then a first, second, third place for the adult, youth, and teen categories.
So the show runs from when March 17th, it goes up and then it runs, or does it run after the event? Is the event the kickoff so that people can see? When would they vote on the work?
They'll vote on that work after March 17th, sometime between those 2 dates. And we'll splash that out on our website. We'll share it with you guys so you can promote it too.
So do they bring in the actual piece, or because they're when they submit, they're submitting a electronic file?
Most of the submissions are digital. And so even if somebody does submit a hard copy, we scan it in and then we create an online voting form and promote that via our website. So the voting takes place online.
Okay. Well, I just have all these questions because I'm so interested in collaborating more with the library. And I feel like this is such a visual thing that we can put it on the cable cast and we'll put it up around the township so that more people can see these award-winning photos. The other big thing happening is that there's new voting going on in the township, like early voting. We're voting in February, on February 17th now. That's the main day of the election. Oh, the 27th. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The 27th. But you can vote early.
On the 17th.
So explain how is early voting working now? Because libraries involved especially now.
Yes. Yeah. So this will be the second election in Michigan to offer early voting. Early voting starts 9 days. It happens for 9 days prior to a regular election. It starts the Saturday before, 2 Saturdays before an election. So for this presidential primary, which the main election day is February 27th, It starts February 17th. It runs for 9 consecutive days. And one of the reasons the library is a great place for this is because we are open 7 days a week. So 9 days consecutively, the hours are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., except for Thursday when it's 12 to 8:30.
Mm-hmm. So they come in and it's just like a normal setup, like as far as what you would expect to go in and vote. It's not like you have to bring your ballot, your paper ballot. If your mail-in ballot, you don't have to do that. You just can come in and vote like normal.
You got it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so in addition to the presidential primary, there's something else on this ballot that is important to the library. So tell us what that is.
The library is asking voters to consider renewing one of our 3 millages that support the library. This funding is really important to the library. It's operating funding. We're asking for a renewal of one of our millages, and I have to look at the number to get it right. It's 0.5047. That rate was approved 10 years ago for a 10-year expiration, and we're asking folks to renew that at the same rate for 10 more years.
But if I understand correctly, because something is coming off, so that even if it passes, their taxes will still go down related to the library.
Yes.
Okay.
Residents have been paying off a 20-year bond for the last 20 years, and that expires this year. So
on camera.
Residents' rates will go down after this year, no matter what they vote.
So say it again. Residents' rates will go down no matter what if it passes because of the rollback. No, not because of the rollback.
Because the bond payment is expiring.
Okay. All right. Well, good. And it's 27% of the funding.
Yes.
So it's a huge amount. So if it doesn't pass, that will mean big cuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
It means, we will have to make some hard decisions. And, we've got a large building to take care of. So we'll have to delay projects.
Mm-hmm.
We won't have as many new books on the shelves, fewer programs, and we might even get to a place where we have to cut staff. Right.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. We, of course, cannot tell you how to vote, but we can educate you on what is at stake, essentially. And so we see this today. I think this came out yesterday. The front page story explains what's going on. So if you need another resource as far as explaining things to you, in addition to the library, this is kind of another third party in their opinion. So whatever their opinion may be. So
there's also an opportunity to come and speak to me on February 15th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the library. Folks can just show up and I'll be happy to tell them more details about this millage rate and answer any questions that they have.
Is there a comment? I can see that there's a little box there. Did someone say something to us? What does it say? Bloomfield Township Public Library. I wonder who that is. See more about the millage here. There's the website. Thank you for providing that.
People supporting me.
Well, now it'll actually have a link because they commented on Facebook or wherever they're watching. So now people can link directly to that. What else is happening? What else is going on? What is planned?
It's been very busy at the library. Anytime exams are going on, our library is popping, full of people, especially when the weather's bad. And
I was going to say the storm going out and the weather, because you guys are able to, it's a warm place for that. And also people can come charge their phones.
Use electricity. So we've just been very busy this week, but we have a whole bunch of stuff coming up. We are a place where we hold a lot of concerts. So we have a chamber music concert coming up. And a couple of other groups playing at the library. We have a bunch of lectures coming up, one on home organizing, one on Michigan's first colored infantry, and a visual artist named Nat SP is coming to talk about their artwork. There's a family fortnight this Friday. So after the library closes, families are invited to come in and build a fort of blankets and pillows that they bring with them in the youth department.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
It's a really cute event.
I do want to mention, if you miss those concerts, I think we record most of them and they were broadcast here on the cable station.
That's correct.
Or you can see them later on YouTube. So I think we usually catch most things. And if you haven't been in person since COVID, you guys have new chairs that are very comfortable. I don't want to just understand, because if you sit down for an hour or so, you want to make sure that your fanny's on something that's, that's comfortable. And so I think that when I went last year to one of the first concerts after the chairs arrived, like people were commenting, the audience members were actually commenting on how comfortable they were. So thanks to your friends, right? It's the friends of the library who helped provide that.
They came from regular library operation budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do the friends do?
So glad
And
you
who are
asked
they?
about
And who are the friends?
Yeah, the Friends is a nonprofit organization made up entirely of volunteers. Their primary goal is to raise money to assist the library in doing things that are outside of our regular operating budget. So they raise money through monthly book sales. So a second Saturday of every month, we have a sale of used books, DVDs, CDs.
It's just fantastic. That sale is so amazing. There's so many
Yes.
goodies that you can pick up.
We get so many great donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really great sale. So if anybody's interested in volunteering at the library, that is a great organization to volunteer with. We also have a library shop where we sell some pottery and some cards and crafts and used books there. And we're always looking for volunteers to work in that shop. So if anyone out there wants to spend more time in the library and help us out, we would love that.
Or build your own library by buying the books that are at the sale.
Very affordable.
Yes. And then you can also donate some books.
Yes, we accept donations of used books anytime the library is open.
Okay. Well, great. What else what else is on your list?
What else do I want to talk about? The library just recently launched a app. So you can download our app. It's called BTPL Mobile, and it's available in the Apple and Android stores. And then you can very quickly access your library account, look up books, place holds, look up program information, reserve a study room or a meeting room. All those things can happen through our app. We're very happy with that app.
Cool. And other people that are not in Bloomfield Township can use the library. Is that true? Other communities? What are the restrictions that we have, or what are the guidelines? I guess that might be a better way of saying.
Yeah. Any community that has a library of their own can. If you get a library card from that library, you can register it at our library and use our library. There are some restrictions on like the number of items being checked out and number of renewals. But anybody is welcome to walk in our doors and use our facility anytime.
That's so nice. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, of course, what are you reading these days? Because everybody wants to get the recommendations of the librarian.
Well, the book that I'm reading right now might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's called The Better Angels of Our Nature, Why Violence is on the Decline. And it is a very weighty book. It's about 800 pages of an argument of why this person thinks violence is declining. It's very interesting, very, very thorough.
So how far are you going to read all 800 pages? That's one of my questions. Do you skip ahead, or like, how do you like skip to the beginnings of chapters? How do you manage something like that? That's that big.
So I'm actually listening to this one using Libby, which is one of our apps that you can use to download electronic books and audiobooks. That's my favorite way to read these days because I can read in the car while I'm cooking, while I'm working out. So I'm listening to that one, and I will admit to a little bit of skipping around and when it gets a little too in the weeds with statistics and that sort of thing.
Right. Is there anything that stood out to you, like so far from what you've read in it, or you're maybe not far enough into it?
Well, he's laying out a pretty good case. I'm trying to. The thing that stands out to me is how the author is looking at violence from all these angles that I had never considered, like etiquette. He talks about the development of etiquette and the civilizing process of humans as being something that helped violence decline.
I don't know. I feel like with social media and the language that we use, that we've become more violent because it's so easy to say things that you wouldn't say if you were sitting in a room with somebody. So I wonder, I'd be interested to see what he says about that.
Yeah, but I guess, in the day when everybody wore or carried around a sword or a knife.
We've made progress.
Now we're making those comments from behind a screen, but if I was just, in a pub or something.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. So I'm going to talk about what I've been reading a little bit, just because it is also related to history. This is Democracy Awakening by Heather Cox Richardson. So this is one of the things that she's a history professor, and she has Letters to an American, I think is what it's called. I should have,
That's her blog.
Her blog is Letters from an American, which says she synthesizes history and modern political issues. So
Really
she wrote that, and I think that she publishes it daily. And the book is kind of how we got to where we are today, based on, there it is, how we got to where we are today, and looking back at history. And so I think that, to your point, like when you look at back, sometimes you're like, well, maybe we have evolved, and maybe it's okay, and it's not that much different
in a square anymore. So
it's not that much different than it used to be. And I also want to talk about is this Coming Clean book, because I went to elementary school. I was in kindergarten actually with Beth Usnes Johnson, and this is her first novel. And so I'm super proud of her, and I'm going to send her this clip so that she knows. And I'm only a little bit ways into it, because I'm like, I got to finish this book before I can finish this one. I've really started this one, but this one is super fun. And I know she's doing like virtual talk parties, and we'll do a virtual book group. But for people that have been writing, and she's been writing for 20 years, and to get to the stage where you finally have a published book and are able to go out in the world with it, it's just that there's so much that went into making this happen. So I just want to say congratulations to Beth. Very happy for you. And congratulations. And maybe we'll see this in our library here.
Well, you don't have to stop reading one book to read another, or finish it, I should say. You should. As librarians, we like to encourage people to just read however they want. Listening to audiobooks is reading. You don't have to finish it if you don't like it. Pick up a new one, start a new one. Read what makes you happy.
Read what makes you happy. I think that is our quote of the day. Thank you, Tera.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to tell our viewers? Let them know about what's going
on. Come in and vote. Starting February 17th, please use the library. Ask us questions. I think a lot of people forget that they can ask us anything, and we love to talk about books.
All right. Again, read what you love. Is that what you said? Yeah, read what you love. Thanks, everybody. I'm Carrie Lazat, and this is Coffee with Carrie. We will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.